is our next showstopper. Here's Gabby Samone.
She was just another shy girl from Baltimore, Maryland, known only to her family and her church congregation, until a twist of fate and an unexpected elimination on national television turned her into a viral sensation, whose story is still unfolding in shocking ways. Gabby Samone's rise from obscurity to stardom reads like a screenplay that's too dramatic to be real, until you realize every detail is true. Her journey began in the shadows of hardship during the pandemic, when her family was forced to live in a basement, struggling just to get by. At the time, few could have guessed that the girl singing gospel behind closed doors would soon receive standing ovations from music icons like Lionel Richie and Carrie Underwood. But when she stepped on the American Idol stage for season 23, everything changed in an instant. Her voice, her poise, her soul-stirring delivery stopped the show cold. And yet, just as fans rallied behind her, the unthinkable happened. She was eliminated far too early, prompting a tidal wave of outrage online. Thousands accused the show of favoritism, claiming producers were pushing a more commercial narrative while sidelining one of the season's most soulful and authentic voices. The backlash was swift, with hashtags trending, articles emerging, and fans demanding justice for what they called a deliberate snub. But what the world didn't know was that this elimination wasn't the end of Gabby's story. It was the beginning of something far bigger. Whispers of backroom drama, offers from major labels, and even interest from Grammy-winning producers began to circulate. While her departure shocked many, it also lit a fire that would push her to heights she had only dreamed of. And as Gabby transitioned from contestant to cultural icon, the spotlight only grew hotter. Her social media surged, her name became a fixture in industry conversations, and suddenly everyone wanted a piece of the girl who had once been overlooked. This wasn't just a talent show story, it was a blueprint for resilience, proof that no matter the odds or the outcome, real talent finds a way to rise. And now, as Gabby Samone builds a new empire beyond the Idol stage, her story continues to defy expectations at every turn. Gabby Samone was born on February 28, 2002, in the heart of Baltimore, a city of contrasts, where soulful gospel echoes from church windows even as the streets outside reflect the daily struggle of survival. As the youngest of 8 children, Gabby's early years were shaped by both the beauty of music and the weight of poverty. Her family's home on Edmondson Avenue was often filled with laughter and melodies, thanks to her father, Pastor Mike, a preacher with a voice that could fill a sanctuary, and her mother, Charoletta, a beacon of compassion who cared not only for her own children, but for others in need. Yet even with love as their foundation, the Samone family faced challenges that could have broken a lesser spirit. During the COVID-19 pandemic, they lost their home and were forced to seek shelter in the basement of Gabby's sister's house, a cramped space with little privacy but abundant hope. It was during this time that Gabby's voice began to emerge more publicly, as the church choir became her escape and her sanctuary. But it wasn't always easy. Shy and introverted, she was once passed over for a lead role in a camp performance, a moment that left her feeling invisible. Rather than sink into defeat, that moment fueled a quiet determination to find her own way. Encouraged by her father's legacy and her mother's strength, Gabby began to see music as more than a passion. It became her purpose. Even without formal training or expensive lessons, she practiced tirelessly, pouring emotion into every note. Her siblings, a lively and supportive bunch, often gathered to cheer her on, even when the odds seemed impossible. That basement became more than just a temporary shelter. It was the birthplace of a dream. Her faith, instilled from childhood, kept her grounded and gave her the courage to believe that something greater was waiting. And through all the hardship, a powerful message began to take root. No matter how small your beginnings, with the right amount of grit, grace, and God, greatness is possible. For Gabby Samone, those early years weren't just the backdrop to her story. They were the foundation that made everything else possible. In the digital age, everything can change with a single swipe. And for Gabby Samone, it was a 30-second TikTok video in 2020 that became the catalyst for a life-altering transformation. The clip, raw and unfiltered, showed Gabby belting out a gospel-infused ballad from her modest bedroom. No studio, no fancy lighting, just pure unshakable talent. Within hours, the video spread like wildfire, amassing thousands of likes and shares. But the real turning point came when the video caught the attention of none other than Jennifer Hudson, an American Idol alum who had once walked a similarly misunderstood path. Touched by Gabby's voice and the emotion she poured into every note, Hudson reposted the video and sent a direct message that would change everything. What followed was an invitation to appear on The Jennifer Hudson Show in 2022, where Gabby stunned the live audience and millions watching at home with a breathtaking rendition of Aretha Franklin's A Natural Woman. That performance didn't just earn applause, it earned mentorship. Hudson saw in Gabby a reflection of her own rise, and the two formed a bond rooted in mutual respect and shared struggle. Hudson became more than just a cheerleader. She became a lifeline, offering guidance, emotional support, and even connections that would prove critical in the years ahead. Encouraged by Hudson, Gabby set her sights on the next major step, auditioning for American Idol Season 23. The pressure was immense, the stakes higher than ever. But Gabby leaned into the moment with the same authenticity that had carried her through homelessness and hardship. With Hudson quietly cheering her on from the sidelines, Gabby entered a new chapter, ready to bring her story and her voice to the biggest stage of her life. That TikTok, once just a spontaneous performance for a handful of followers, had snowballed into a full-blown career-launching event. In a world where millions chase viral fame, Gabby's story stood apart, not because of algorithms or hashtags, but because when her voice hit the right ears, it spoke truth, pain, and beauty in a way that couldn't be ignored. And as she prepared to take on American Idol, the world was about to see what happens when a hidden gem finally gets the spotlight it deserves. When Gabby Samone first stepped onto the American Idol Season 23 stage in 2025, she wasn't just another contestant chasing a dream. She was a force of nature wrapped in humility, a voice born in hardship and polished in prayer. Her audition, a soulful and spine-tingling rendition of A Natural Woman, set the tone for what would become one of the season's most unforgettable runs. Judges Luke Bryan, Carrie Underwood, and Lionel Richie were visibly moved, standing in unanimous applause as the final note faded into stunned silence. What followed was a journey marked by powerful performances that transcended genre and generation. Gabby masterfully tackled Nina Simone's Four Women, injecting it with raw truth and aching clarity, then shifted effortlessly to the soaring emotion of Celine Dion's I Was Here, proving her versatility and vocal maturity. Her show-stopping version of Home from the Wiz during the Mother's Day episode left not just the audience in tears, but even seasoned industry veterans questioning whether they were witnessing the birth of a new superstar. Week after week, she captivated millions, her social media following skyrocketed, and she became a fan favorite in online polls. So when the elimination came, sudden, unexplained, and cruelly premature, it hit like a gut punch to both viewers and judges alike. Gabby didn't make it past the top 7, a result that sparked a firestorm on Twitter, Reddit, and entertainment news outlets. Hashtags like Justice for Gabby and Idol Rigged began trending as fans and critics questioned whether the show had once again overlooked black female vocalists in favor of more commercially safe options. Even Lionel Richie appeared visibly frustrated, offering Gabby a heartfelt message that many interpreted as a subtle dig at the show's decision-making. Rumors swirled about behind-the-scenes politics, producer preferences, and demographic biases, with some fans accusing the show of prioritizing country-leaning contestants over soul and gospel artists with crossover appeal. Despite the controversy, Gabby handled the blow with grace, posting on Instagram that her journey was only the beginning and thanking her supporters for believing in her when it mattered most. But make no mistake, her elimination wasn't just controversial. It became a cultural flashpoint. In the days that followed, music blogs, industry insiders, and even former Idol alumni chimed in, calling Gabby's exit one of the biggest upsets in recent memory. For Gabby, it may have felt like the end of a chapter, but for the world watching, it was the start of something far bigger. This wasn't a goodbye, it was the spark that would ignite everything that came next. As Gabby Samone's star rose beyond the Idol stage, her lifestyle began to reflect the brilliance of her voice, unfolding into a dreamscape of modern architecture, custom interiors, and luxury rides that matched her emerging status in the music industry. Though she has kept her personal assets mostly private, insiders and fans alike have imagined a world that perfectly suits her evolving identity. 3 stunning properties scattered across America's most vibrant music cities, and a car collection that blends elegance with bold personality. First up is a $999,000 contemporary craftsman nestled in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, a 4,500 square foot masterpiece of high ceilings, natural light, and modern Southern charm. Picture Gabby returning from a recording session to a warm, neutral-toned living room with a floor-to-ceiling stone fireplace, oversized windows casting golden light across plush seating, and a private backyard oasis where a glistening in-ground pool meets a crackling fire pit under the stars. The gourmet kitchen, with its double oven, 6-burner gas range, and quartz island, is the kind of space where she could toast a chart-topping single or wind down with friends after rehearsal. From the vaulted ceiling primary suite with a soaking tub to the potential home recording studio upstairs, every corner reflects a lifestyle of both comfort and creativity. But Gabby's taste doesn't end in Nashville. Her second retreat? A sleek $1 million urban estate in Austin, Texas. A 4,500 square foot smart home drenched in natural light, blending modern wood and glass design with sun-drenched open floor plans and serene outdoor spaces. Think polished concrete floors beneath soaring 14-foot ceilings, a neutral canvas of grays and whites perfect for bold art inspired by her music, and a backyard that boasts a sparkling pool, outdoor kitchen, and fire pit lounge ideal for hosting industry friends or unwinding solo with a notebook and guitar. Dual walk-in closets, a spa-like ensuite bathroom, and a custom soundproof bonus room round out this estate that screams both stardom and sanctuary. Then comes the third jewel in her imagined real estate crown, a $700,000 modern urban retreat in Atlanta, Georgia, smaller in size but no less impressive in style. With its crisp white brick facade and deep charcoal statement wall, the home blends southern charm with minimalist cool. It offers a cozy front porch swing perfect for unplugging from fame, and a back deck with skyline views where Gabby might sip tea while plotting her next move. Inside, the sleek black kitchen cabinetry, herringbone backsplash, and artistic flourishes add flair, while a compact yet private backyard with a pergola and garden bed provides rare peace in the city. And if the homes speak to her growth, the cars hint at her ambition. Imagine Gabby gliding through Baltimore in an $80,000 Mercedes-Benz GLC coupe, its glossy black finish matching her stage confidence. For her eco-conscious LA for moments, she could roll up in a $150,000 Tesla Model X Falcon Wing doors, lifting like applause as she steps out at a studio. And for her southern travels, nothing fits better than a $70,000 Cadillac Escalade, luxurious, roomy, and ready for family road trips or band rehearsals. Each vehicle tells a story. Style meets purpose, elegance meets drive. Together, these imagined assets paint a portrait of a young artist who isn't just rising, she's thriving, building a lifestyle that honors where she came from while boldly claiming the future she's destined for. Beneath the glitz of imagined mansions and the gleam of luxury cars lies the true engine behind Gabby Samone's meteoric rise, her unwavering heart, her unshakable faith, and a family bond that not only shaped her voice but continues to anchor her through every moment of stardom. At just 23 years old, Gabby remains deeply connected to the people and principles that carried her through the storms of her youth. Despite the spotlight, she's never lost sight of her roots. Her parents, Pastor Mike and Cheriletta, remain her greatest sources of strength and inspiration. Her mother's enduring selflessness, caring for 8 children even during their darkest days, and her father's legacy of musical ministry still echo in every note Gabby sings. Her viral performance of Home from The Wiz during American Idol's Mother's Day tribute wasn't just a tribute, it was a tear-soaked thank you to the woman who stood tall through eviction notices and sleepless nights. A performance so powerful that Luke Bryan called it her crowning moment. That emotional vulnerability isn't just reserved for television. On social media, Gabby radiates the same authenticity, often posting messages of encouragement, scripture passages, and reflections on her journey from homelessness to hope. Her Instagram, @GabbySamoneMusic, doesn't flaunt excess. It offers windows into rehearsals, backstage laughs, and the occasional throwback to church performances that once only her family applauded. What makes Gabby especially magnetic in an age of curated celebrity is her refusal to chase clout or controversy. She's never courted tabloid drama, never used scandal as currency. Even in the face of a highly debated Idol elimination, she remained dignified, refusing to shade the competition or lean into bitterness. Instead, she posted a photo of herself in tears, thanking fans and writing, "This is only the beginning." Behind the scenes, Gabby continues to give back, not for the headlines, but for the healing. Sources close to her say she's quietly mentored local Baltimore teens aspiring to sing, often meeting them in church basements or rec centers, echoing her own humble beginnings. She's also lent her voice to benefit concerts supporting housing initiatives and mental health awareness, causes close to her heart. Though unmarried and without children, Gabby channels her nurturing energy into music and mentorship, drawing from her time as a childcare specialist before fame. Her Christian faith isn't just a hashtag, it's the backbone of her decisions, guiding her to use her influence not as a pedestal, but as a platform. For Gabby, success isn't defined by sales or streams. It's measured in moments of impact, in lives touched, in staying grounded while the world elevates her. In an industry quick to burn out rising stars, Gabby Samone's emotional intelligence, spiritual depth, and genuine humility set her apart as more than just an artist. She's a vessel of light, a modern soul singer who doesn't just move the room, she heals it. If Gabby Samone's story so far reads like a whirlwind of grace and grit, then what lies ahead may just redefine the next generation of music stardom. As 2025 unfolds, the industry buzz surrounding her is impossible to ignore. According to sources close to major music executives, Gabby has become the subject of a quiet but fierce bidding war between top labels eager to sign a young artist who brings not just vocal excellence, but also authenticity in a market starved for sincerity. One LA-based A&R insider even hinted at a 7-figure offer already on the table, with terms that include full creative control, international tour support, and backing from high-profile producers. But what has fans really talking is the whisper of a potential full-length collaboration between Gabby and her early mentor, Jennifer Hudson. Rumors have swirled around private studio sessions in Chicago and New York, with both singers allegedly working on a track inspired by their shared journey through idol rejection and eventual triumph. Neither has confirmed the project publicly, but cryptic social media posts featuring matching lyrics and emojis have fueled speculation that a powerhouse duet could drop before the end of the year. In parallel, Gabby is reportedly finalizing tracks for her debut studio album, an ambitious project that blends gospel roots, soulful ballads, and experimental R&B that flirts with the boundaries of pop without losing its emotional core. Industry analysts predict the album could break through both Billboard and streaming platforms with equal force, especially if tied to the rumored 2026 international tour, which sources say will include stops in London, Johannesburg, Toronto, and Sydney. Beyond music, Gabby's team is exploring brand partnerships that align with her values, including campaigns centered around mental health, youth empowerment, and music education. Offers from fashion houses and wellness brands have also poured in, but Gabby's camp remains selective, opting only for collaborations that reflect her grounded ethos. On the digital front, her growing YouTube channel and TikTok presence suggest a strategic pivot toward content that combines performance clips with behind-the-scenes glimpses into her life as a rising artist. A docu-series has reportedly been pitched by a major streaming platform, chronicling her journey from homelessness to hopeful headlines. A modern-day rags-to-riches tale with a soul-stirring soundtrack. For fans who felt robbed when Gabby left American Idol, redemption is arriving not with bitterness, but with brilliance. Every stage she steps on now feels like a rebuttal to those who doubted her. Every note she sings is a declaration of destiny, and every headline written about her is another chapter in a story still very much unfolding. As her empire expands and her artistry deepens, one thing becomes clear. Gabby Samone isn't just an Idol alum, she's the blueprint for what happens when raw talent, spiritual strength, and relentless work ethic collide in one unstoppable voice. And while no one can predict every twist in the journey ahead, one truth remains: the world hasn't seen the last of Gabby Samone, not even close.